Let's start with the big news over the weekend, and a 105.3 the fan favorite Jose Trevino moved to the Yankees for a couple of pitchers. What can you tell us about the why and what we expect from the new guys?
Well, I think it was first of all, a really tough decision for us as an organization. Jose has meant a lot. He's homegrown and really embodies everything that we want our players to be, not only in their impact in our clubhouse and on the field, but also in the community. That said, I think as we evaluated our catching situation with Mitch Garver, Jonah Heim, and Jose, we felt like there was only room for two, and there was a lot of interest in Jose, and the Yankees had reached out pretty early on expressing interest, and so we felt like this was a good opportunity. We get a good young pitcher and Albert Abreu that can help our bullpen, and then a prospect as well, and Robbie Alstrom. So I think all in all, it just made sense, and it's a great opportunity for Jose to go experience baseball in New York and a different perspective in his career, and I think he'll really thrive there.
Chris, you recently just said that this team's not going to go from 100 losses to 100 wins in one season. As you look at the plan that you've kind of laid, and you've got the groundwork with the Corey Seager signing and Marcus Semien and signings like that, where do you feel like there's areas that you kind of need to maybe shore up a little bit more to kind of keep your plan going forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just making sure that our young players who have an opportunity to be part of our core moving forward, that they take the next step in their development. I think that we have right now some really exciting young players. We have a lot of depth in our minor league system, especially now getting to the upper levels at AA and AAA, and just making sure that we provide the resources and the ability for these players to take the next step to become solid major league players. So, the additions of Corey and Marcus were with the idea of creating a support system around some of these young players so they're in an environment that sets them up for success, so that when they come to the big leagues, they don't have to be depended on to hit third or fourth in the lineup. They can slide down the order, a little less pressure, and slowly grow into those bigger roles that one day they will have. But for now, we feel really good about where our young players are. It's been exciting this spring seeing, both on the position player side and the pitching, a lot of these guys make some improvements, and we're hopeful that those will translate into the season, and that it'll, really help us take the next step in our path to becoming a championship contender.
It's great having Semien and Seager and, being able to take the pressure off of guys. I wonder on the other side of that, Chris, do you have to be careful not to put too much pressure on those veteran stars, new contract, new team and all that, or can they take all that at this point in their career?
No, I think we're pretty confident in who Marcus and Corey are. I think that was part of our decision to target these guys, not only for the players that they are on the field, but the people they are and the impact they have on their teammates in the clubhouse. There's just a number of intangibles that they really provide to our group that we have no doubt that they can handle, what's being bestowed on them. And they don't seek it out either. They don't view themselves as, I'm the leader of this team. That's not how they operate. What they do is they show up every day prepared. They have a routine. They're extreme professionals. And frankly, they've been in markets and environments that, have allowed them to be who they are. They're very confident in themselves, and no, we're not worried about really any pressures that are going to be bestowed on them. I think that they understand who they are, and they're confident in their ability to provide leadership on a daily basis just by being themselves.
Chris, you guys went out, and we always act like we know that, this rotation's going to be this or this rotation's going to be that. You guys went out and added Jon Gray, and I was just curious, though, when you make that kind of decision, where do you see him? I know he's probably, he's your frontline guy, but where overall, can you kind of tell us about when you guys evaluated him, what you saw in him as a pitcher?
Yeah, really it goes back before my arrival. I think Jon is someone that the organization really liked coming out of the draft. He's from Oklahoma. Pitched at OU, and certainly our amateur scouts liked him coming out of the draft. Our professional scouting department has done a wonderful job of really staying on Jon, and then some of our internal pitching analysts have really followed his career and identified some of the traits that we think we can improve And certainly as a pitcher, spending 6 years in Colorado, it's not an easy place to pitch, and he had success there. The thought is that, there's another level for Jon to get to in terms of, one, pitching outside of Colorado, and then several adjustments that we think we can make on the pitching side with him, and some pitch characteristics that we can improve that'll help him get to another level. And Jon, we presented that to Jon during the free agent process, and he was on board. I think he liked what he saw and really bought into what we're doing here as an organization. And he's been tremendous this spring. We're really encouraged by the early results and hopeful it'll continue into the season.
Chris, and this is a question for you as far as you personally. Now that you've had time on the job, how are you feeling about things? Has it been a different challenge every day? Or are you feeling a lot more comfortable that you understand your scouts and the people in your baseball operations departments and things like that?
Well, certainly in terms of familiarity with the organization, I'm in a much better place right now than I was a year ago.
Sure.
That said, the last 2 years, last year and a half have been unique seasons. One from a COVID perspective, and then secondly from the labor stoppage this winter. So it has been fast and furious this spring, but it's been exciting. It's been fun. I think all in all, my goal is that I never have a full grasp on this job. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different aspects to the job, and I don't think I'll ever dominate any one aspect of it completely. That said, we have just a tremendous group of people around me who have provided an amazing amount of support and have been very patient as I've learned on the job here. But on the whole, I'm very excited about where we sit today, what our future looks like, and just want to continue building upon that. I mean, you referenced it earlier in the call that it was a tough season last year, and our
Sure.
fans deserve a championship caliber team, and we're committed to giving them that. It is not a 1 year process, though. It's a multi-year process, and the idea is that when we get there, we have built up something that is going to last for a while. So, it requires a lot of patience, but I'm grateful for our fans and the support that we've received. I think it's a very exciting time to be a Ranger fan in terms of where we're going to be this year and beyond this year too.